Good morning and thank you so much for waking up with us on UBC TV. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono and very excited because yet again we are going to be witnessing history in Uganda. What do I mean? The inauguration of President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, that is tomorrow. Now if you move around Kampala, all the 5 divisions of Kampala, you're going to see some deployments, of course. Security is in high gear. We already have some heads of states that have jetted in. At least I can confirm South Sudan's President Salva Kiir is already in the country to attend the inauguration of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Tomorrow is the day and all roads lead to Kololo Independence Grounds. Now, what is unique this time? Just look at the level of preparedness that the organizing committee has put in place. If you're around Kampala still, you've been seeing and hearing our skies dominated by jets. I saw some paratroopers all over social media. Some stations captured a bit of these. When you go to Kololo, actually, what is happening there? Already, there is so much preparation. The place looks so wonderful. You just can't wait to be part of this history that yes, on the 7th inauguration, you were around and you were at Kololo ceremonial grounds. Welcome back from the weekend. And of course, tomorrow it's going to be a public holiday. Yes, tomorrow is a public holiday. We are all heading to Kololo, or you'll be glued on your TV set. UBC TV definitely and automatically will be giving you that. So please do not forget that tomorrow we will be broadcasting live the 7th swearing-in ceremony of President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni here on UBC TV. Now, of course, I can't forget, to me and to so many Arsenal fans, yes, yesterday it was hard until it was a done deal. Those that watched that match, it was hard because luck wasn't on our side as Arsenal, because we missed a number of goals, hitting goal posts. You know, we are good at getting goals in that kavuyo moment, but all the buvuyos we got, the confusions in our opponent's goal side, we didn't score a goal, but we got a clean goal. And of course, that time when many thought, thanks to technology, actually many thought we had been scored, but technology turned tables round and evidence came out that actually our goalkeeper, the great, the man of the match, according to me, had been disrupted to the extent of even holding his arm. But Ruben will be here to give you all the sports updates. I don't know if you look at that, but of course he says there's a better league that was playing Barcelona and something, and I think that's what he will come with. But well, congratulations, we seem to be seeing that trophy. Now allow me, in the interest of time, to go straight to our local stories this morning, and we begin with less than 12 hours to go. The stage is set at Kololo Independence Grounds for the swearing-in of President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni tomorrow, the 12th of May, which will be witnessed as a historic inauguration, marking another chapter in Uganda's political journey. At the NRM Secretariat, officials finalized the guest list and logistics for what they described as celebration of stability. A key instrument of power presented during the presidential inauguration to the president-elect. A profile on the relevancy of each presidential instruments of power we gathered for you with Timothy Thibathi. The public seal is used by the president to validate official acts, represents the president's position as he is at state and as the fountain of honor and custodian of the national inspiration.
We look at the significance of the public seal.
I, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
The story of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni can't be told without revisiting the historic moments of January 29, 1986, when he took the oath of the office of the President of Uganda. This, according to scholars and historians, ushered in a new chapter in the country's history.
We had a plan, and almost, I think we have fulfilled it.
That day in 1986 marked a turning point for Uganda.
For me, who is older and have seen a number of governments, there has never been such a government.
President Museveni was sworn in as the new head of state, a moment many who witnessed it still describe as the beginning of a new Uganda.
When we are looking at this swearing in, it is actually a manifestation of success.
By saying that fundamental change and spending 40 years, isn't that one a fundamental change? Because managing a state for 40 years, it takes an extra kilometer for a person. You must be a charismatic leader.
At the ceremony, several figures that would later stand up to shape Uganda's leadership closely stood with him, including the 10 officers of the struggle.
There has been a total transformation from within the 10-point program. They have transformed. And as you have articulated properly, now we have come to ATMs.
When you get an occasion like this again, with the president who has been here with us and is swearing in another time, it is a great opportunity. It's a sign of change that has occurred. It is he, Yoweri Museveni, has been talking about fundamental change, and indeed he embodies it.
And of those present recalls the significance of the moment and its lasting impact.
We are talking now about a country which is in a middle income status, when then it was a pariah state.
1977, for 79, 80, 77, the economy of Uganda had grown -3%.
Reflecting on nearly 4 decades of leadership, observers note that what began as a humble beginning has evolved into a long political journey marked by multiple constitutional oaths.
The significant point, in my opinion, is the achievements that have been made by his leadership, by President Museveni's leadership.
Thank you. I believe that from the continued and successive voting of Ugandans, they have clearly demonstrated that they appreciate him.
He has shown that his presence in Uganda has put a mark, an imprint that you cannot eliminate. You can't rub it off.
Over the years, the venue of presidential swearing-in ceremonies also shifted from parliament to closed ceremonial grounds, a decision explained by officials in the office of the president.
The reason I think that in 86 why it was put at parliament, it was because of the insecurity which was still lingering around. That's why it was put in a closed place. But otherwise, if things had been done and things were okay, you remember that in Uganda now there are many issues. You remember in 1985 there was even no celebrations for independence. Therefore, we are coming from a very complicated situation. That's why it was pushed here in a closed place.
The 1986 transition is widely described not only as a change of government, but as what some call the rebirth of a new Uganda.
What we have achieved here needs to be preserved, but preserved by multiplying it, by growing it, by qualitatively changing it.
Even as the years have passed, few could fully predict the length and continuity of this leadership journey.
How can you see the future? How can you see the future? The future is opened by your actions.
However, it has also attracted differing perspectives with ongoing public debates about leadership transition and exit plans.
He has been teaching Ugandans, he has been teaching leaders at the different levels. So eventually the leader will emerge. There are many people who are showing interest.
When that time comes, the constitution is there and transition will take place.
As Uganda reflects on the legacy of 1986, there is little debate that the name Yoweri Kaguta Museveni remains deeply entrenched in the country's political history.
President Museveni is a good teacher. of our times, following Mwalimu Nyerere.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Well, thank you, Robert Onyango. Now let's look at the public seal. The public seal of Uganda is a key instrument of power presented during the presidential inauguration to the president-elect. Now, Timothy Sibathi filed more regarding this.
With a few days and hours left to the swearing-in of the president, we look at the significance of the public seal in the presidency as a fountain of honor. As custody of authority, the public seal is established by the Public Seal Act and shows the president is the custodian of the public seal, signaling full control over governmental legitimacy. The public seal as foundation of instruments, the seal is used in formal authentication of official documents, appointments, making them legally binding by the head of state.
Very good. Okay. So my questions are finished. I am now satisfied that
the seal as a symbol of sovereignty. The seal contains the armorial ensigns of Uganda with the word, the Republic of Uganda, affirming state sovereignty.
The president has just finished inspecting his first parade. He's ushering in parade.
The seal as a transition of power, it formally marks the beginning of a new term in the hand over by the outgoing president or chief justice.
The president is now receiving the public seal.
In a nutshell, along with the Constitution and the national flag, the public seal is a ceremonial yet legally significant item that confirms the president's authority to rule. In our next episode, we shall be looking at the significance of the Constitution as an instrument of power. Timothy Sibasi, UBC TV.
Thank you, Timothy Thibathi. Now, Uganda is setting its right and sight on ambitious economic futures following a $500 billion economy by 2040. Now, let's look at the next 5 years with Okrut.
Uganda's economy has grown steadily over the years. It is now estimated at over 50 billion US dollars, with a population exceeding 45 million people. Yet, according to government projections, the country must grow tenfold within the next 15 years. The target is a 500 billion US dollar economy. At the recent Chankwanzi leadership meeting, NRM leaders adopted resolutions that now actualize the 2026-2031 NRM manifesto. It places wealth creation, service delivery, and market expansion at the center of national planning.
so we must create a society based on science, a society of which uses electricity, which uses piped water, which sleeps in good houses, which is not abakorera ekida kyonka, only working for the stomach. You work for the ekida, for the stomach, but also for the pocket.
The parish development model, targeting over 10,000 parishes across Uganda, is designed to inject capital directly into communities. This will enable households to transition into income-generating activities. Government estimates suggest that if each parish supports at least 100 viable enterprises, millions will be made within the next 5 years.
That way, it will help the factories get people to sell to, more people to sell to their commodities. There will be demand for labor because the size of the market will expand. And so we are going to concentrate on those wealth creation programs.
Currently, a significant proportion of Uganda's population remains outside the formal cash economy. This is something government says must change to expand domestic demand and industrial growth.
Now, in the next 5 years, our priorities are in the manifesto. But in the summary, we shall continue with the wealth creation programs. That is the PDM, Myoga, and make sure that we reach out to so many. We want every Ugandan to be in a money economy.
To sustain this growth, Uganda is also investing in industrialization. This is backed by institutions like the Uganda Development Bank. Government plans to further capitalize it to provide affordable long-term credit to manufacturers. Exports, particularly within the East African region, are also rising, with Uganda increasingly trading with neighbors including Kenya, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
The market issue is important, yes, but also PDM is helping increase our internal market, because the people who earn money from PDM, those who are employed by those who have got money from PDM, end up spending that money internally. So that is expanding the size of the market.
But economic growth alone is not enough. Leaders say improved service delivery will determine both micro and macroeconomic stability growth.
NRM, and of course we are the president is back as the president, we should be able to push that agenda forward as much as we also push the local agenda to liberate our people from poverty, to liberate our people from having to suffer diseases or consequences of lack of good safe water, even of what even to use for cooking.
Despite progress, access gaps remain. Uganda's National Bureau of Statistics data shows while safer water coverage has improved, health and education systems also continue to face capacity challenges.
What I mean is that we should also be able to provide good roads, all these public goods, on top of ensuring that government programs that are going to get people out of poverty are implemented well.
Peace and regional stability are seen as critical enablers of economic growth. This, especially as Uganda positions itself within the East African market of over 300 million people.
So, the issue of strategic security, that is historical mission number 3. Number 2,
the push for digital transformation should not be underestimated. It is aimed at reducing corruption, improving transparency, and enhancing service delivery across sectors.
We are reducing costs, but also we are saving costs in a way that what was manual is now digital, and it's at a reduced cost.
Most of the things have been covered, so His Excellency, we should now send him to deal with corruption. Otherwise, if there was no corruption...
Well, what the focus is going to be for the next 5 years. And that brings us to the end of our local stories. We now want to take a look at what is in the print media this morning, beginning with our local papers here, the New Vision. Now, the New Vision, medics face mandatory pre-internship tests, internship exams for doctors. Still in the New Vision inauguration, General Muhoozi hails security on discipline. And in there are over 90 jobs, so just check through, you never know. And EU-Uganda supplement inside what is entailed in that, and swearing-in ceremony, Kololo traffic advisory. This is very important for you in case you're going to use that direction to know which roads are accessible and which roads are going to be cordoned. And still, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, they have something inside the vision this morning. Now, URA wins 155.6 billion tax case against Bujagali Energy. Now, allow me quickly go to the Daily Monitor this morning. And commercial court targets 320 bank cases in 2 weeks' drive. That is something for you in the commercial court. But still going through how education sector has fared in the last 40 years. What have we achieved? How has our education sector moved for the last 40 years? And then we say, I don't want to be president. Well, what a number of people said regarding leadership. We have Anita Among, 2026 Speaker of the 12th of the 11th Parliament. And also we have Sam Kutesa, 2011. What did he say? Amama Mbabazi, 2014. And Gilbert Bukenya, 2006. The Lizard also has something to say in there. But still also, they give you security intensified patrols ahead of swearing in. Of course, if you're to move around the city, you'll definitely agree with me and the Monitor that security is a bit tightened. And what more there? Still what various people said about presidents. Now, Uganda secures $6 million, that is Japan refugee grant. And away from Uganda, let's look at what our brothers and sisters have for us in the neighboring countries. Now I have the Daily Nation and Show of Mighty. What is there in the Daily Nation this morning? Now, still looking at the Daily Nation. Promissory tax relief missing from finance bill. Very interesting there. And still, hantavirus, Kenya to screen travelers from 23 countries. Oh God, I don't want to hear anything to do with this virus. More so now, if our neighbors like Kenya are taking moves at that. Let me quickly go to the Citizen. Why households' savings now go into bonds and funds? Well, there's so much there. Tanzania's, that is one US dream hangs on fixing private sector partnership. And of course, there's still so much noise markets spark health order concerns. Noisy markets. Well, here in Uganda, it's the order of the day. Everyone is shouting for you to know what they are saying. And we come, MPs call for productive, responsible investment in the energy sector. Well, those are some of the stories in the dailies this morning for the Daily Monitor and the Daily Nation, but also for the New Vision and the Citizen. But you can get more when you get a copy of these. Now, we're going for a break, and yesterday was Mother's Day, so I don't know how you did handle that day. Many of you, I saw you posting your mothers on various social media platforms, on your WhatsApp status. But the question is, do you celebrate them only that day? Are you posting a mother who is proud of you as a daughter or a son? Or are you doing it for us to say at least you honored that day? But for here in Good Morning Uganda, to all the mothers, Gabi Ntate, Mama Wange. Enjoy.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala.
Is already in the country to attend the inauguration of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Tomorrow is the day, and all roads lead to Kololo Independence Grounds. Now, what is unique this time? Just look at the level of preparedness that the organizing. If you are around Kampala, some paratroopers, social media, capture Mama, I'm ready. Please so much preparation. The come say my sweet darling, jambo la bepesa. Atola bepesa. So please, Mama, come say my sweet darling, Mama. President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni here on UBC. My sweet darling. Now, of course, Mama. And so many Arsenal fans. Yes, yesterday it was hard. My sweet darling, Mama. You know mama we are good at getting goals in that Kavuyo moment, but all the Kavuyos we got, the confusion in our opponent's side, we didn't score a goal, but not a clean goal. And of course that time when we
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo,
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondolo. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Less than 12 hours to go. The stage is set at Kololo Independence Grounds.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and of course, I'm just making it right now as Robert held fort without me, but I do apologize for that. And we start off with the real on and on, looking forward to the swearing in of the president-elect of the Republic of Uganda. 0709-602-592. Send a WhatsApp message and be part of the conversation as Uganda looks forward to not just a public holiday, but a public holiday of significance. Now, with Uganda preparing for the inauguration of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, how significant, in your opinion, do you think is this moment in the country's political journey? Share your opinion and let us know your views. But for now, we delve deep into a conversation with Honorable Richard Todwong, the Secretary General of the NRM Party, to speak with us in regards to what is happening tomorrow. My name is Julie F. Nantaba with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and over the phone is Honorable Richard Todwong. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, Julian. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, viewers.
All right, a pleasure having you. And let's start with something that quite a number of Ugandans, in fact, most Ugandans are looking forward to, and that is tonight's 14-minute drone showcase at 8 p.m. What exactly is it about?
First of all, before I answer that, let me first thank everybody for mobilizing. The whole country is mobilized. Everybody is eager for tomorrow. We have started receiving our guests. By last evening, most of the invited guests from other fraternal parties had arrived. We're expecting more today, and I'm sure the heads of states and heads of government that were invited are also arriving today. So all our guests are arriving. Arrivals have really commenced. Even those from upcountry, our own supporters who are coming from the districts, we have really confirmed that others have started traveling. Those from far areas like Koboko, Yumbe, Kotido, or Bongi, and other places, people are really traveling to Kampala. So by later today, I'm sure Kampala will be busy and our guests will be on. We want to confirm that by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Kololo will be packed because we want the function to start early. We are telling our people to move to Kololo very early, by 5 in the morning, so that they are checked at the gate and they enter and settle. Because by 10, we shall be receiving our invited guests and heads of states. So by that time, we want everybody settled in Kololo. So we are pushing and making sure that we keep time. Now, about the drone show, it's part of the excitement. We decided that part of the excitement tonight, by 8 p.m. in the night, we shall have some images up in the sky where we shall be showcasing the NRM, the president, and the event. So we are inviting members to also keep up in the sky to watch what is going to take place by 8 p.m. in the night.
All right, very interesting. Now, the other thing that Ugandans are excited about is the fact that it was indeed stated officially that all Ugandans are welcome to Kololo. Now, one of the ways you hook a muntu wa bulijjo is having food availed and drink. Is that an assured? Is that a guarantee for those invited that there will be food?
We have holding grounds. The holding grounds, for those coming from upcountry, we are going to have them at UC Nakawa Institute for Science and Technology, where we always hold our meetings and accreditation for guests. They are all coming today and they will be taken to Nakawa as a holding ground. From there, they will get some refreshments, and definitely we shall expect that they rest. And early morning tomorrow, they move to Kololo. They will be moving from Nakawa tomorrow morning in buses that have brought them, and so the buses will bring them to the gates that they will be checked from, and they enter Kololo ceremonial ground. So that, to those coming from upcountry, that is their holding ground. Now, for those around Kampala, the metropolitan area of Kampala, areas of Kawempe, Nakawa, Rumaga, Kampala Central, and all that, we have two holding grounds. The first ground is at Uma Showground parking area, what is called the Millennium Ground. We are going to have some refreshments there, and we shall keep them there until the time that the gates of Kololo will be open. Then we move them to the gate. And then another ground is at UMI, Uganda Management Institute, which is just across Kololo ceremonial ground. So these three grounds are holding grounds where we expect all our invited guests to go. But those from upcountry, specifically from the districts, our leaders of the party from districts, we expect all of them to go Kawa Institute of Science and Technology. Then those from around Kampala, the general public, will go to Millennium Ground and the Uganda Management Institute ground, where we shall meet them and guide them on how to access Kololo. So in those centers, yes, we shall have refreshments and some little eats and bites before they go to Kololo. We want when someone is settled at Kololo, is settled and will not be running around to look for what to eat. Kololo is just for the ceremony.
Very interesting, Honorable. Now, you've invited presidents of other countries, and many have confirmed their presence, but you've also invited political parties from other countries. Now, Honorable, coming back to Uganda, we know this is a national event, much as NRM, they're the ones bringing us the president-elect to be sworn in. Have we invited, and would we or should we expect opposition parties in Uganda to be part of this national event?
Definitely, we cannot fail to invite our friends and brothers from Uganda when we have invited every other person from outside Uganda. We have extended invitations to all political parties under IPOD umbrella. IPOD, you know, IPOD stands for Inter-Party Coalition for Dialogue. We have invited them officially. We have also extended invitation to the National Consultative Forum, which handles all other registered political parties which are in the books of Electoral Commission. We have extended invitations to all of them, and hopefully they will come and they will confirm their attendance. And indeed, we needed the confirmation earlier so that we prepare accordingly to receive them.
Now, Honorable, this is a national function. I'll stick to this. And sometimes your brothers, your friends, you've called them from other political parties, say that you particize a national event, that's why they never surface. This time, how have you factored in that to make it more attractive for them to come and attend?
No, the fact that the president being sworn in is the national chairman of the National Resistance Movement Party, the NRM cannot shy away from taking credit of the function. If that offends any of them, then that is really unfortunate. But we are going there on behalf of the party because our president is going to be sworn in, but he's going to serve the whole country. So we, as the National Resistance Movement Party, we are the key in this. So when we are inviting, unless they are saying we shouldn't have been the one to invite them, it should have been the National Organizing Committee. But nevertheless, whether we are the ones or whether not invited them, it will be the same. They are coming for the same function. So really, it's only better that they come and attend.
All right.
Now, Honorable, also we have people who've received invitations to come to Kololo. And also there is a message that everybody is invited. Now, how are you going to handle this? Me who wakes up and says, well, today is a public holiday, let me go to Kololo and be part of this. But also have those that have been invited with cards. So how am I sure I'll access Kololo, a Ugandan, a supporter or not a supporter of NRM, but I want to be part of this history?
There are about 3 types of cards which were printed by the National Organizing Committee. It wasn't the party that printed the invitation cards. The red sticker, the red cards have a place where they'll be taken to sit. The blue cards also, they have their place where they'll be taken to sit. And the yellow cards will also be taken to where they will sit. There are different cards that qualifies you to sit in different places. Then the general public, there is also a holding ground within Kololo ceremonial ground where the general public will assemble and they will follow the proceedings of the event. So everybody is catered for. It's all about where you sit, where you are located to sit, where the cards matter.
All right, you are watching UBC TV. This morning we are having a conversation with the Honorable Richard Todwong, the NRM Secretary General, and we're throwing an insight into tomorrow's event, and that is the swearing-in ceremony of the President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Be part of the conversation, and your opinion there to share is with the fact that Uganda is preparing for the inauguration of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. How significant is this moment in the country's political journey? What is your opinion? Share it via 0709-602592, that is to WhatsApp. But you can also head over to our social media platforms at UBC TV Uganda, and the hashtag there is UBCGMU. Now, Honorable, Let's look at the guests that are coming. We so far know that there are about 4,000 guests that you have planned to be part of the event. And looking at the heads of state, how many African or worldwide heads of state should we look forward to having and celebrating with Uganda tomorrow?
About the heads of state, those are guests of the president. At the right time, the government will speak about the heads of states that have confirmed and those who are reported. And many others are still coming. What I can assure you is that quite a number have confirmed and they are coming. But the list will be issued by government at the right time. On behalf of the political parties we have invited, we have so far received quite a number. The African National Congress of South Africa, ANC, if they have not arrived at night, then they'll be arriving this morning. ZANU-PF of Zimbabwe has arrived. Frelimo is on the way. RPF of Rwanda is coming. MPLA of Angola is on the way. CNDD of Burundi has arrived. UDA of Kenya is coming today. SPLM has arrived. Prosperity Party of Ethiopia is on the way. CPC of China is arriving today, and quite a number. So we have already confirmed arrivals, and many others are arriving this morning for those we have invited from outside the country.
All right. What does the program look like?
So, like we say, on arrival tomorrow, this evening, of course, there's going to be a state banquet hosted in the honor of the visiting heads of states. That will be presided over by His Excellency the President, and it's strictly for the heads of states, not any other person. Tomorrow, the function starts, like I said, very early. We shall assemble at the gates of Kololo by 5 in the morning to allow people to enter Kololo. By 9, we want everybody settled so that we start the function early. The official function is going to be handled by the Chief Justice and officially when the President gets sworn in, the national regularies and everything is handed over to him and all that. Once that official ceremony is done, there is going to be a parade and then air show. After that, definitely His Excellency will make his remarks and the official function will end, and the visiting heads of states leaves the ground, and His Excellency leaves the ground, and then that will be the end of the official function. And later in the evening tomorrow, the President will be hosting all the visiting political parties from other countries. We shall have a small dinner for them in honor of their coming, and that is where they will give their fraternal messages to Uganda and to the President on behalf of their parties. And that summarizes the whole event.
Well, what an event and what a day tomorrow is going to be. Now, Honorable, Ugandans are interested to know, President Yoweri Museveni will be sworn in for yet another term, 5 years. What should Ugandans expect?
Robert, we have been talking about these things for a long, long time.
But it's a question that lingers so much in many minds.
There are two things people should know. That every beginning of a new government, there are new promises and there are new commitments that such a government makes to the people. We started from a long journey of how Uganda should be stabilized politically and security-wise. At the beginning, Uganda was really a hostile place and a no-go area for many. By the time government of NRM came in 1986, the stability of Uganda requires institutions and laws and regulations that can work for the government and for the people of Uganda. That was how the constitution was promulgated in 95. Peace and security was finally established, which moved up to about 2007. And then we moved to the infrastructural development areas, stabilizing decentralized governance system, making sure that all local governments are established and they understand what they are supposed to do. It took a bit of time. Money sent to local government and they are doing their work, their roles, the different roles of local government and central government, the national roads, electricity generation, electricity extension to the areas. So all this moved the country up to about this period, where now we are thinking we should concentrate in areas of household income, making sure that every Ugandan must be productive. They should be having access to financial services. They should be having access to markets. They should be having access to extension workers in agricultural areas. We should open up rural areas for investment. We are now talking investment and money to the population. So So we have moved over time. And this Kisanja that is coming, definitely, if you look at our manifesto, the focus are on the 7 sectors that the president outlined. And this rhymes with the government 10-fold development agenda that was approved by government. And also in line with the National Development Plan 4, which we are going to implement. So we are on track, and we understand where we are heading, and the country is moving to the right direction in the hands of His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
All right, Honorable, let's dig into some of the comments coming from our viewer. Good morning, Uganda. As usual, this is Owechitibwa Kabimu Zafalu Isabiye, a.k.a. Busoga at heart from Jinja City. And an NRM cadre also states his NRM number there, JJA 07685/006. Team Ginger NRM Youth Brigade is ready for Kololo tomorrow for the swearing in of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Semalungu.
Thank you. They are most welcome.
This is Owechitibwa Kabimu Zafalu, Team Leader, Ginger Youth Brigade. Now, on that note, Honorable, what should we expect from the inauguration speech?
Of course, I can't say because that is in the hands of the president. But what we know is definitely he will reaffirm the commitments of the party to the nation and to the fraternal friends that we have. I'm sure we are going to re-echo our commitment of sovereignty, that Uganda is a sovereign state that should not be arm-twisted by anybody, and we make our decisions and policies based on the history of our country and the depth of issues we have gone through. This that we have gone through as a country, I'm sure many people know, but they don't understand. And therefore, when we make our decisions, we make decisions based on our history and based on our commitment to our people.
All right.
So I think it will touch around that.
Now, Honorable, this is the 7th time we are going to be seeing Yoweri Kaguta Museveni being sworn in as the head of Uganda, as president. What does this mean to NRM as a party 40 years in power?
To NRM as a party, we are extremely proud of His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. For one, founding this party, leading it so well for all these years through many hurdles, many challenges. It started as a student movement. It became a defiant organization. They were defying authorities. After that, it formed itself into a guerrilla movement. It fought a resistance war, took over government, became the movement system of government where everybody was embraced. By 2006, it transformed into a political party when political space was open, and he has been leading us as our national chairman of our political organization up to now. So all this metamorphosis of NRM and Uganda has seen us grow and expand in strength and capacity. And so we really thank His Excellency, the President, for leading us in all these formations and format of the party that we have gone through. And the party is growing stronger and stronger in terms of policies, in terms of processes, in terms of administration, in terms of membership, and in terms of discipline. So we are happy that the organization is becoming stronger as an institution.
Honorable, your party is becoming strong as an institution, but one would say for all these years you've had one driver who has steered the country, no doubt, when it comes to peace, security, and development. But for a party,
there is something unique about President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This I can be open and tell you. That in him, we look at him in terms of very many things. He's a teacher, he's a founding member, he's a disciplinarian. His words are like the words in the Bible. And so we take him as our icon of the institution. And therefore, him being in office for long has helped the party to stabilize. And we know the longer he stays, the longer the party becomes stronger. Because it is his voice that people listen to and they respect. And that voice is very important to this organization and to the country.
All right, Honorable, we know as per the Constitution that the swearing-in ceremony has an official time. That is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Between that schedule, that duration, what exact time Should we expect the president-elect to be swearing in?
No, we want, by midday tomorrow, we want the new president already in office and sworn in.
Right.
That is why we are saying people should keep time. We are starting the function early. By 10 o'clock, when arrivals of heads of states starts, the roads will be closed. So if you have not yet entered Kololo by 9, we will be closed out, whether you have cards or not. So people should move earlier to Kololo and make sure by 9 in the morning you're settled, so that we start the function exactly by 10 and close by 2. So it's between there that everything will happen.
Right. A message from a viewer here says, good morning, Julie and Robert, and special greetings to the Secretary General. Maybe I would want to remind him that public holiday to Ugandans means staying at home. And so if the Secretary General says that all willing Ugandans are invited, then it ceases to be a public holiday, according to his colleagues that he has interacted with on that issue. And lastly, he says that he would love to tell the Secretary General about security. Fine. Let me quote him. Allow me quote him. I agree at Kololo there must be massive deployment. But as a matter of fact, when to go like a mile away from the event, Chiefs always use that chance to rob and beat people on their way back home. Always the security they talk about on the venue is where the celebrations are. But when you stretch a little bit, people are always left with questions of which security were you referring to. This is Cricket Derek Gagamel that submits his opinions therein. What do you have to say?
Cricket Derek Gagamel, those are good points, and I need to start with the question of public holiday. A public holiday means the public offices are going to be closed. Banks are going to be closed, offices are going to be closed, but does not stop you from moving as a citizen. The shops and all these markets will be open. It's like a Sunday. It doesn't stop you. So the whole thing is we want people to concentrate on the function which is very significant for the country. And those who have been invited, they have been invited because not every Ugandan can come and fit in Kololo. Those who may not be able to come to Kololo will follow the proceedings on their television sets and on radios from their homes, from their sitting rooms. So yes, you can stay at home. If you miss work on Tuesday, your employer will not hold you responsible because the government would have declared a public holiday. That is the meaning of a public holiday. That you should not go to work, you should stay home, or you should do your private things, not the official things that you have been doing as a citizen or as a worker of government or of an organization. So that is the reason. And so if you cannot come to Kololo, please watch the proceedings from your home on your television set or listen through the radios that will be broadcasting. About security, definitely an organization like this magnitude means there is maximum security. You must have realized that Kampala, the whole of Kampala metropolitan area is being guarded so well because we do not want our guests and our visitors to get into any challenge with anybody. We do not expect our wrong elements to come and infiltrate the function. So there is maximum security. And for those coming to Kololo, make sure we are asking you to come early because we want you to go through security checks before you access Kololo. And so it takes time and everybody will be checked. All the holding grounds where people are going to gather, we shall have security to check them. You arrive from your home, your village, wherever you're coming from, you will be checked. Don't carry bags, don't carry knives, don't carry things that are not allowed. Those with the babies, we suggest maybe you leave the babies home or you cannot, then don't come if you have babies. If you have any sickness and you feel you are weak, please don't come because it's going to be a very heavy day for you. There is going to be gun salutes because for every inauguration of a president, there is a gun salute. There is going to be air show. There are going to be airplanes passing over. So if you have a problem or you have a sick child, you are not healthy and all that, please, you can follow this from home. But for those who are strong enough to come and attend, make sure you're at Kololo very early and you're processed and cleared through security and you can settle and attend. There is maximum security, that I can guarantee.
Now, Honorable, relatedly on security, I want you to speak to NRM supporters and many Ugandans that want to come but have, would I say, a phobia or get intimidated with the heavy deployment. I was speaking to some people and they were saying, this heavy deployment, you know, some people fear the heavy deployment that you look at as a necessity for such a day? Speak to them.
The heavy deployment, I need to thank and also congratulate the Chief of Defense Forces, General Moses Kainerugaba, because the security situation in Uganda has been very stable, especially in the city. When you move around the city, you find this security is to protect you, the citizen. There are many good people in the country, and there are also many bad people in the country. And so some of these bad people may not want you to be happy, may not want you to be relaxed, may not want you to celebrate a function like this. So those bad people are the ones that security forces are looking for. And when you see them patrolling, when you see them moving around, if you are not a bad person, you shouldn't worry. Those are looking for bad people who might be willing to spoil the peace of Ugandans. So I don't see a problem with having security all over. It is necessary. Kampala, as you know, the population of Kampala during the day is close to almost about 4 million people. During the night and the evening, so between Kampala, Wakiso, Mukono, the population around is coming almost to 10 million people. So this is a heavily populated area, and that requires a lot of attention and a lot of monitoring of security. So when you see security, please make sure that